everyone, Black Alchemist here from the Orisha Pantheon. I am a spiritual teacher, a spiritual advisor, and a initiated Orisha priestess. Today we will be talking about spiritual growth and personal development, because I found that a lot of people seek the Orisha. When I say the Orisha, I'm talking about the African traditional religion for Ifa or for Isheshe, or here in the diaspora could be Lukumi or whatever African traditional religion, or just a sort of set of cultural practices that you belong to or that you grew up with. A person should always seek spiritual growth and personal development within themselves, even if you go to a church or a mosque or any type of a religious institution. So part of the things that I'll be talking about in my conversation with you today would be seeking spiritual growth and personal development in your personal lives. The purpose of this series, it could be a series. I might not finish everything in this recording today, but we could talk about inspiration. The purpose is inspiration, practical tools, some of the tools that can help you develop yourself and grow and find yourself, find that awareness, find that thing that makes you perform better, do better in anything that you choose to do in your personal life. So I'm a spiritual teacher, so some of the things that I find myself doing is making sure that I share knowledge. So I'm also here to share my knowledge and my experiences and how that can help somebody else. I was born Christian. I grew up as a Christian, was baptized, and I'm Nigerian. My family are from, my dad's from Abeokuta. My mom is from Ogbomoso, Nigeria, in Ogbomoso in Oyo State. I was born in America, and I've lived here pretty much my life, but I also lived in Nigeria, so I've had the opportunity to experience both cultures, what it feels like to be an American and what it feels like to be a Nigerian. Being in a organized religion, when I say organized religion, give it, for instance, being a Christian, it has its perks, or should I say it has its advantages, because you get to understand that there's a higher power outside of yourself, that there's something out there that's bigger than you. There's something out there that created the universe, the earth, the water we drink, the air we breathe. It gives you that sense of understanding on how the earth was created and how we should venerate that supreme being. Christianity teaches you that. Islam teaches you that. However, there are many things that you as a person have to find by yourself. I'll give you, for instance, dreams. Dreams are very, very personal. Dreams are very personal. And I would say a dream is a tool that can help you develop your spiritual self. Because when you dream, most dreams are specific to the person. It's specific to you. Like, your dreams are a mirror into your spiritual world. That's where spirit gives you information about who you are, what's going on in your life, or who you were in a past life, or certain things that might be happening around you. So if you're not dreaming, that's not good. You want to try to, there's certain spiritual practices and things that you can do to make sure you can dream. I'm a big dreamer, and I also get information from spirit. You know, they talk to me in my ears, and they use different methods to speak to me. Spirit uses all kinds of ways to speak to me. I could be walking down the street and get a message about maybe a plant. Like, oh, this plant, this leaf could be used for this, and this. Or, you know, maybe I'm going down the street and I'm taking a wrong turn, or they want to capture my attention to something. So there are different ways like spirit speaks to you. And I find that sometimes organized religion does not really help you develop those spiritual capabilities. You have to find your way to develop your dreams, your ability to hear spirit, to be clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant. There's multiple clairs. We might talk about the different clairs in another series. And if for some reason you want me to talk about other topics, please put a comment below so that way I can treat some of those topics. So going back into organized religions and spirituality and growing and finding your true self. Sometimes you might have a dream, and you take that dream to a pastor or to a minister or to a prophet. They might give you the interpretation of the dream, a general interpretation of the dream, but that doesn't mean they gave you 100% definition or clarity on what that dream really means. Because there are some dreams that are very, very personal that maybe a third party might not be able to break down to you. So you have to develop yourself to make sure that you understand your dreams. And you also have to develop yourself to make sure that you actually do dream, or you actually do understand what is being shown to you in the dream. It could be a warning. For organized religions, they teach you also, the one thing that I've talked about the pros of being in an organized religion, but I'd like to also talk about some of the disadvantages. Some of the disadvantages of being in an organized religion is self-limiting beliefs and some historical information that might not be relevant to your ancestry. And it doesn't really encourage you to understand who you are as a person. For instance, we are encouraged to read the Bible in the Christian religion, and that's great, you know. But for some people who really didn't have the opportunity to learn about their ancestry or their history or their background, it doesn't really give you room to learn yourself. You can ask some people like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about who you are, where you're from? I've had to learn who I am, you know, as an older person. Now I'm a mother. I've had to learn who I am and learn my ancestry, because I have kids, and I'd like to tell my kids when they grow up and they ask me like, hey, who's my great grandfather?